Welcome to the CVMSDC Virtual Capabilities Briefing, where MBEs introduce their products or services to potential customers. To register for a Virtual Capabilities Briefing, or VCB, you can email info@cvmsdc.org or visit the website at cvmsdc.org. And now, here's your host, Dominique Milton.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to bring to you today another VCB. And today we have an interesting business to share with you. I welcome to the stage Shay of C. Malik Art. C. Malik Art is a creator of original abstract artwork available for original sales, prints, and merchandising. Each piece of art offered by C. Malik Art is an original one-of-a-kind creation generated to expand the bounds of the viewer's perception. Thought-provoking and free, each image celebrates the beauty of the world we all share. Shay has traveled around the world, and each city that he has visited provides location and inspiration presented throughout the body of work. C. Malik Art also offers creative consulting services, mural work, and commissioned art. A percentage of all sales are donated to support From One to Some, a community-based 501c3 focused on providing opportunities for community youth to be excellent. In addition to his artwork, Shay is going to talk to you about his services with voiceover talent. So I'm so excited to invite you to the stage today. I'm going to leave you here, let you make your presentation, and I'll be back for Q&A. Shay, welcome.
Thank you, Dominique. Thanks for having me today. All right, C. Malik Art, welcome to the opportunity to learn more about how I'm working very hard to incorporate art into smart solutions for businesses, societally, et cetera. Basically just brightening the world with images that communicate many different things in many different ways. So what can art not communicate is a question I like to ask, because I feel like based in art, there are solutions to just about everything. Not only does it predate the written word, it also predates the spoken word. So art has been communicating since people have communicated with one another, and applying that to business problems and solutions is something that I'm all about, in addition to just creating wonderful images to share with people. So as a creator of this abstract artwork, my process is really driven by my need to express my own thoughts or emotions about what's happening in the world around me, the beauty I see, the struggle, the strife, that type of thing. Putting that to paper in bold, creative strokes, artwork that is intended to display a message, to create a conversation. The whole idea is to share without being offensive, and open people up to communicate about what it is that needs to be resolved, or what is it needs to be accomplished by your business and our goal. And this technique and thought process can be applied very easily to many areas in the business world. So at C. Malik Art, our creative vision does hold true to the old adage that image is everything. But our process delivers on the pivot that the image is everything. Art, as I mentioned before, is the universal language. In addition to being an artist, my background is in creative. I was a creative executive for many years in the corporate world, making TV programs, in Hollywood, primarily for cable. But I spent about 10 years doing that, and I have a marketing degree as well. So my art has really been my outlet as I've taken that journey. As mentioned earlier, I have traveled extensively, not quite around the world, but definitely out of the country, and in many places that I've listed throughout the presentation. Places I've called home, like Washington, D.C., where I grew up, and Southern California, where I spent over a decade, San Francisco, Baltimore, really colorful places that come through in my art. The images you see here are some representations of my new city, Charlotte, just having some fun with the airport code and also the area code, and some of the landmark buildings in the the skyline of Charlotte. The products and services that I have available to you now are reproductions, basically, are prints is what they are referred to as, of some original artwork that I have. I thought I'd start off and show you some things that are currently available immediately for purchase. This is an original and the print quality that we're able to get from that. So I have several of these. This is the first print run that I've done. It's another original followed by the print. Throughout the artwork in the proposal, you can see some of these images as well. If I have not imaged them, these are 5 that I've imaged, so they are available for immediate ordering. I do have a limited quantity in my possession that can be mailed today if there's interest in moving forward with that. But I do like to share those as an inspiration for brainstorming to solve the problems that may exist in your business, or more importantly, create new opportunities for your business to thrive. We can go to the next one. Just some more images. You can see some of these are more recent. I've done, like I said, some playing around with the area code for the city I'm in now, Charlotte, that I love. This is a little bit of my home gallery, just sampling some different arts. Pandemic is up here in the left corner. Again, all of these images are available for licensing, outright purchase, print sales, what have you. They're outright owned by me. So I'm open to discussing how they can support your needs. And the next slide. So who we work with. In thinking about the process here with my background in corporate and marketing, et cetera, and my experience with applying artistic solutions to business problems, I've been able to work with some really interesting people, are able to explore some fun concepts with them. So corporate art curators are a great target for me, people that I would love to work with to solve the problems of their corporate clients or the needs of their corporate clients. And annual reports and publications are a great place for a lot of the images that I own and have created. Again, behind me, you can see many things that I've done. I am working on a video so I can give you a better up close look at some of the creativity that's going on with the art that we're doing. Branding images, you can see the infamous food and drink I've done there. Images for mailers, branding and promotional campaigns are also original innovated through brainstorming, et cetera, just sharing information about what the needs are gives me a great place to start in creating the image that you need to accomplish your goal. You'll see down in the right-hand corner, that is image I put together for, again, my current home city, Charlotte. And that's an iconic Duke Energy building that highlights our skyline. That's an abstract concept that I've created of that building, my vision, my experience, sort of what I see, and a little bit of playfulness added to that. Beyond that, I do voiceover work as well. So I wanted to make sure that everyone was aware of that. If you need an uplifting voice to your employees, to your customers, whoever, please give me a call, and we'll look at a brief sample of that as we close out. And I really appreciate your time and look forward to talking to you and exploring what art can do to enhance your business and your bottom line. Thank you.
He's always been there for us. This time, Mayor James Butts is counting on you to be there for him. Mayor Butts and Congresswoman Maxine Waters are working together to make Inglewood an even safer city. That's why they need you to elect Planning Commissioner George Dotson and retired police officer Alex Padilla to the Inglewood City Council. Continue the progress we have begun by voting for George Dotson and Alex Padilla on Tuesday, April 2nd.
It's a great sample of your voiceover. And is this contact information, Shay?
Yes, it is. This is how you can reach me. Feel free to call me. Please visit cmalikart.com. Take a look at some additional images that are there. and available. And you can get me anytime at my email address, cmalikart@gmail.com.
All right. And also read that phone number out for those who are listening and not viewing.
Oh, absolutely. You can reach me by phone at 310-650-8582. And again, the email address is cmalikart@gmail.com. And you can visit the website at cmalikart.com.
Excellent. Thank you so much for being here today. I always love stepping outside the box, presenting to our customers different opportunities. I'm sure most of our viewers and listeners would not be thinking about art, but a lot of our corporations have art curators on staff because they have quite extensive art collections that they manage. And so to know that you are available for customized commission work is tremendous. Talk to us, Shay, about logos. Did you say you do logos for companies if need be?
Yes, yeah. I like to be quite frank about it. Logo concepts are what I put together. A lot of time those will go on to a graphic designer to bring, the true vision that may go out in the end. I included, actually, I do have a few small samples here. Infamous Food and Drink.
Nice. Very nice. Okay.
Is out of San Diego. They're a small food-based magazine business, but I put together that for him. And I'm just going to go ahead, since we're here, Dominique, and I have the stuff, I might as well show you some samples of my process.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all the fun stuff that goes down. I love art, by the way. And one of my inspirations to get involved with it was sitting at my father's knee, listening to records while he painted.
Awesome.
He always told me how soothing it was for him and how it was his way to deal with the pressures of the world. And, it's something I learned from him, and it definitely works for me. Like I mentioned in the presentation, a lot of the things that
one of the things that we do is we try and get away from stock art. And so for our listeners, if you're designing an annual report or a presentation and you want to get away from stock art, Shay can help you design a unique piece. And so what are we looking at here? A 6-1, is that 619?
That's San Diego. So I just had some fun with the area code for San Diego. That's a new theme I'm into. I came up in the hip hop generation, so those graffiti style things are really clever and fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
I've been working with a retailer here to come out with a t-shirt line that's all Charlotte based.
Okay.
So I have a ton of different images that we've put together.
I love it.
Yeah, that is a kind of multimedia piece. There's cutout letters. It's over an actual painting of mine. So images work that way quite well as backgrounds, etc. There's just a lot of exploration and fun to have with it all. On the page I was showing you. Tell me about
the process, Shay. Like, so if I'm a client, I'm interested in getting I'm just going to use my annual report cover design for annual report. What would your process be?
Well, my process would be first to have a conversation with you, an in-depth conversation about what you hope to achieve with that image. Do you want it to be subtle, or do you want it to be bold? Are there color choices that are important to what you want to communicate about the success of your company in your annual report? So we can explore those images and find your comfort level, what you want to communicate, and then I can get to work giving you some options to consider as well. So I don't like to lock my customers down to, here's the painting I've done. Thank you. Let's work to get it where you want it to be.
So let's start. It's either it's a design for my annual report, or let's just say I want a logo on the side of my building. Turnaround time from us sitting down and talking about concept. What's a turnaround time for a project, something like that?
I think it ranges. My goal is to be as quick as possible so we can work through that process and get the image working for you. So I would turn let's call it 5 days to 2 weeks, depending on what we're looking at. For a mural or a custom large piece, certainly the time span would be a bit longer because that planning process would be so critical and so important that we've nailed down the parameters before we go to press, as they say,
Okay, excellent. So talk about how art consulting, because again, most people aren't thinking about having an art consultant, how it can help a person's business.
I think there's a wide range of things. One of the things that popped into my mind when I was thinking about this meeting was just how we could take an everyday item and brand it and make it special just with a logo or an image that's associated with it. So I was thinking about an image that may be random to some people. I'm a big truck guy, you know,
Okay.
18 wheelers. I think they're great and cool and fun. And I did this growing up as a kid and it was the best thing ever. But Peterbilt has a flat logo that is like, I want to say it's a multimedia, basically. It's metal, plastic, and it, you know, creates this really smooth, iconic image. And, you know, those are the types of things that I'm trying to go for, to blend the known into something that becomes a bigger known and is specific to what your product is trying to communicate to win the business that it needs.
Excellent. I'm going to introduce you to one of our clients, Volvo Trucks, since you said you're into trucks. But, you know, you bringing this up, it brings to mind, since it's Christmas time, you know, what Coca-Cola did, you know, during the Christmas holidays and how they created those images that became collectibles for people, right? So that's something that, you know, we can all aspire to.
I will tell you, since you mentioned that, with these smaller pieces that have been showing you, and excuse me for hopping up, but I'm going to just grab something.
Yeah, no worries.
I know that CVS, for instance, is a client of yours, and I love their new iconic image with the heart and the letters. I think it's fantastic. To me, immediately, I see a postcard, a holiday postcard, something about that size. These are just random images, not for CVS necessarily, but if I do look at this one, what I would do is put those images on top of this and see what that looks like. And that would be the beginning of our exploration into finding out what fits. What hits, what's going to be iconic, what's going to be memorable, and what's going to drive people to CVS, because CVS is demonstrating that they are above and beyond their competitors because they are creative and they are there to solve problems and bring joy and relief to people that need it.
That is outstanding. Thank you so much. So before we before we go to questions from the audience, Shay, I want to talk about the voiceover because I love the fact that you mix the two, right? So art makes sense here. And tell me about the voiceover. How do you manage the voiceover piece of your work?
You know, voiceover, just like the art, is fun. What do you want to communicate? How loud do you want to say it? How subtle or bold do you want to be? How playful, comical? You know, the full range exists there. So, you know, my voice is pretty heavy, pretty deep, but playing around, I could make it lighter. If you need to talk like a country guy, I can put that together for you. And we can get the wheels on that truck, you know? So, I mean, there's a different full range of that. In employee training videos, for instance, I do a lot of book reading. I work in a school at the moment, so I read to my kids a lot over Zoom. You know, and they really tend to enjoy that. But, you know, we can create whatever the target is, again, like with my voice is as dynamic in range as my art.
Excellent, excellent. So for us, we're doing our annual report and we're doing a video annual report. And so having a voiceover for that would be ideal as opposed to just always hearing my voice. So might enlist you for some help there. Okay, great. So okay, awesome. So let's go to VK and see what questions have come in either before or during. VK, do you have any questions coming in?
Yes, we did actually have some questions that came in advance. And so Shay, the first question for you is, are you able to accommodate high volume orders?
I am. The person or the group that printed the items that I have available that I showed earlier is called Kevin Barry Art Advisory. They are a super high-end group. I'm also in their design catalog. They're out of Santa Monica with galleries in Vegas, San Francisco, and Santa Monica. So that those guys allowed me to be able to respond to any type of volume. As I mentioned, those images that I showed that are available were imaged by that group. So they are available, those images are available at the quality I've shown you, because that is the caliber group we work with. So yes, they can take orders on those images. They've imaged those 5 and can do anything else that you select or we create at whatever volume is needed.
Great, thank you. The next question is, can your images be licensed?
Yes, I own all rights to everything that I've shown you here and everything I create based on how we create that. Of course, commission projects and products are open to discussion about how those rights will be managed, but full rights are available to everything I've created.
So let's pause there for a minute, because I've commissioned a piece in the past, and through that commissioning, I wanted to own everything. So I wanted to be able to reprint or do whatever I want with that piece. So that's
Mhm.
available if we want to spend the extra money to get licensing for the picture if we commission it.
100%, 100%. And, we're open
Awesome.
and flexible about how that arrangement looks. So yeah, but it's certainly available.
Excellent. Thank you. VK, back to you.
Okay, next question is, do you do collaborations?
Yes, once again, absolutely. If there is an opportunity or desire from a client to, work closely with someone else or, manage a project, all that type of stuff, I'm happy to do those type of things as well, based on the client need. And again, with my background, project management, working in TV production, field producing experience, things like that, managing a project that's art driven, I'm highly suited to that type of endeavor.
Thank you. And then we have one last question, which is, how does art relate to all the other services that you offer?
I think that's a great question, because I really like to try to differentiate myself. We live in a world of left brain, right brain, and that is sort of what is pushed upon us, is to accept either. And I've refused to do that. So I'm highly trained in my right brain and have a lot of creativity and fun in my left brain. What I love to do is pull those two things together to create solutions to the problems that exist out there, or opportunities, I like to say. I don't like to use the word problems, because basically, coming up with a solution is an opportunity. So problems don't exist to me, just opportunities, and solutions can come from a whole range of things. And art has helped me to really tap into applying that to, brick and mortar, hard paper, however you want to describe sort of the process as we know it. I feel like I have the ability to put the layer on top of that in a really unique way, because it's me and my expression. But it's also, I think, above and beyond the expectation of some of the roles that people occupy that would collaborate quite well with me
Right.
to get
Excellent.
the end product.
That's a fabulous answer. Thank you, VK, for the questions.
You're
And let
welcome.
me applaud you, Shay, for taking art and being able to produce it to support our corporate clientele, as well as art collectors that might be MBEs or corporate members. But, to be able to go after this corporate market is a unique proposition. And I love it, absolutely love it. And I wish you success. And I'm going to make some connections for you to help some
Great.
people think outside the box about how they can utilize your services. So with that, we are done. Any closing remark from you?
I'll just show you, I haven't shown you any big work, but I am working on something right now that I'm pretty
Okay.
excited about. And I thought I'd just kind of give a preview, if you can
Okay.
see over my shoulder there. It's not
Yeah. Uh-huh.
that is a
On the
big
left?
giant one. And what I
Okay.
will do is I'll get you some images of that. And I think it'd actually be really fun for you to have, and we can discuss how it plays in. But I took some good process captures of how that came about. And I just thought that would be fun to give people a little more insight into the process.
Excellent. Well, we've just moved our offices into an art gallery in the Uptown in Charlotte. So I want to invite
Fantastic.
you to showcase some of your pieces. Come in, let's have a meeting next week there, and really look at how we can showcase your pieces as we work to market you to our corporate clients. So I thank you for your time today. For all of our listeners, if you are interested in a VCB, as we said up front, email us at info@cvmsdc.org. I want to encourage everyone to look at our calendar on a regular basis at www.cvmsdc.org to sign up for our events. And then, very important, we have 2 major events coming up in 2022 that you need to put on your calendar, save the date for. March 22nd and 23rd is our annual meeting in Pro Forum. Please save the date for that. Hopefully and prayerfully, we will be in person in Richmond, Virginia. But in August of 2022 will be our 45th anniversary in our Business Opportunity Conference. And Malik, we're going to feature some of your art at our conference. Our Business
Fantastic.
Opportunity Conference, yes. Business Opportunity Conference will be August 8th and 9th in Charlotte/Concord. We are celebrating 45 years of service to this community in North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. And we want you to be present to learn how to grow your business further. So please save the date, August 8th and 9th, and I look forward to seeing each of you at one of those events in person and also at our virtual events that we have throughout the year. So thank you for your time today. C. Malik, I appreciate you. It is a wrap.
Thank you, Dominique. Have a great day.
Yeah. All right.